puppetology at Moving Parts Puppet School.
Oh, come on, ZB. It'll be here soon. Oh, dear. Oh, hello, you're here. Welcome to Workshop 74. We've met before, haven't we? You are day intern. Oh, well, if not, my name's Will, and I'm a puppetologist, and this is ZB, my assistant for all things puppetry. Well, this is Workshop 74, and what we do here is we make all different types of puppets to repopulate the puppet sphere. Yeah, and we're just waiting right now for a delivery from one of our field puppetologists. They're going to send us lost puppets that they found on their travels and send them to us for us to rehabilitate them and then send them home. But I mean, it's a bit late at the minute because, well, I mean, it has come from halfway across the galaxy, so I guess that's probably okay. Oh, there it is now. Right, I'll go get it, will I? Okay, right. Right, okay. Yep. Okay, here it is. There we go. So, right. So it says it's a runner glove puppet from Sevra 2. Right, so it's a running one. I think maybe we might need something to put it in so it doesn't like escape and run havoc through the workshop. Okay, I will go and look for something over there, and can you have a look over here, and then yes, we'll get started on this. Right, come on, ZB, come on, hurry up. Well, it's escaped! Oh, how did it get out? I bet the bin hand let it out. Oh no, how are we going to find them now? You have an idea? Yes, CB? What? A net? You're going to try and catch them with a net? Okay, well, go on you go then. Okay, well, I mean, good luck with that. I've got another idea. It's a better idea, I think. If I was a little lost puppet somewhere I didn't know, I'd probably hide too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little friend for them and see if they come out. Yes, our field puppetologist has included the blueprints. Brilliant. So let me just get this out of the way, and then you can make along a home with me if you want. Right, come on. Okay, so to make along with me, what you're going to need is some of the things out of your making kits. So you're going to need the kitchen foil. You're going to need a little bit of tissue paper. Shouldn't be too much though. You're going to need some masking tape. You'll need your glue, PVA glue in the bottle here. You'll need some of this glue as well towards the end. You're going to need a little bit of this wadding filling. You're going to need one of these sticks. We're going to cut it down a little bit. Don't need the whole thing. You're going to need a glove. You're going to need a pair of scissors to do the work with, and I've got this as well here to put my glue in so I don't get it everywhere, even though we will be using our fingers. So, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we need to make a little head. So I'm just going to move everything else out of the way for now. And what we need for the head is our tin foil. So I'm going to take about this much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a little head. So what we're going to do is we want to quite loosely, not really hard, don't want to scrunch it up too much, make it into a bit of a kind of head shape. Right? But we want to leave it with enough kind of scrunch in it so that we can then start putting features in. I'm going to use the end of my stick to make this a little bit easier, because if I use my fingers, I'll just end up with big finger holes. So I'm going to put in some bits where eyes could be, like that, on this little one. And that's going to already give me a bit of a nose there. And then I'm going to, oh, and I can kind of see a bit of a shape of a face starting to come out already. Wow, from just putting those 2 eye holes in. Oh yes, big smiley smile there. Now this is going to be hard to see because it's very shiny, but that there, it's got a little bit of a shape of a head, a little bit of a space for a mouth, and a little bit of space for eye sockets. There we are. Of course, your runner glove doesn't actually need to have a human face. It could have the face of a bird or the face of a dog, for all it matters. There. And I'm just gonna firm it down a little bit, but again, not too hard. I don't want to scrumple it all up. Oh yes, that's a nice one. Okay. So once we've got that, our next step is going to be to cover it all in masking tape. And the way that you do this is you take little bits of tape, probably about that much. And we're just going to put it onto our head. And this is going to be a bit tricky to start with, right? Because it won't want to stick very well. So what we have to do is we have to use lots of little bits and join them all together. So you see that bit there? I've got a little bit. I'm going to put another one which kind of joins on and overlaps a little bit. Overlaps it. Oh, there we are. And see if I can get that kind of sticking down to the foil there. Tin foil is a great material for making shapes with because it's very easy to use, it's very easy to shape with, and it's very light. Puppets always like to be nice and light because then it's easy for them to move around. So you just build it up bit by bit by bit. Oh, there we go, another bit. I will do half of it and then I'll show you one that I already did earlier on. Ah, it's all starting to come together now. Now this might be a little bit easier to see now because it's not as shiny. The reason you use little bits is if you use big bits, it's quite hard to get it into all the little gaps. Whereas a little bit will kind of fold and bend in there. You're going to do the whole head in that. And what you're going to end up with is something that looks a little bit like this. All covered. Okay? Once we've got this bit done, we don't need this anymore. So this can go out of the way. And what we do need is our PVA glue. We need something to put it in, otherwise it'll end up everywhere. And we need a little bit of our tissue paper. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue. Oh, that should be about enough. Don't need too much. I'll put that lid back in. We will be getting it on our hands now, so it's good we've got some extra tissue. What you do is you get a little bit of glue on the end of your finger, and then you're going to rub it onto here. There we are, just a little bit. Don't need to cover it all, because otherwise the other hand that's holding on will get a bit sticky. And we're going to do exactly the same as what we did with the masking tape, except this time we are using this tissue paper and the glue to hold it in place, right? And we're going to do the same thing in that we're going to overlap it, right? You remember? I want to make sure that I've got glue underneath where I'm putting my tissue paper, because if I don't, it definitely won't stick. But it's okay if we forget and don't get the whole thing, because you can always put glue over the top. So, you can see there That's starting to get nicely covered. You can see all this side is covered, and we need to do the whole thing in that. Shouldn't take too much glue, definitely shouldn't take too much of this. And all we need to do is make sure that it all overlaps and you haven't got big gaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just push this into the back of the head. There we are, like that. And then I'm going to figure out how much space do I need for my hand to hold on to this thing. I probably only need about that much. Take that out, chop this down. This might be a bit tricky with scissors. If you need to get someone to help you, do. But what you can do is cut and turn it as you go. Easy peasy. So that was just pushed in, nice and tight. And then we used the glue, put it on the end of there, whoosh, put it in, left it to dry. So when you're finished, you should have a head with a rod coming out of, all covered in tissue and glue and decorated the way you want it. Okay? You can put hair on it if you want. You do anything you like. It's time for us to move on to the body. And the body is going to be our glove and a little bit of this to give it some shape. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what we're going to use as the back. Okay? Now, I like to have the option to have an arm, which I can control with my thumb. You don't need to worry about that, right? But we just need to choose which side of the glove is going to be the back of it. And then we need to put a hole in the back across here, right? Let me show you one. Here's one. A big hole across there, and that's so I can get my fingers in here to control it. Now you'll notice we've got 2 extra legs here that we don't need. So we're going to get them out of the way, and all we're going to do is we're going to put a dab of glue on here and just glue them together and lift them up out of the way. So a little bit of this on there. Lovely. Fold them over and glue them together. This glue takes a little bit of time to set, about 5 minutes, so you might need to leave that for a second. Once you've done that, time to get our stuffing and push that inside there. And now you can start to see the shape of the body, little arm and our legs there. And once I put my fingers in and fill them up, whoop, see the little shape of the body there. Now, all that's left to do is attach our head into our glove. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to use this same glue. We're going to run a line of glue around here, around the bottom of our head, and then we're going to kind of squish it in there like that. We might need to squish that up a little bit. It's okay. Like that. So, super simple. This goes round here. Like that. And then this is going to go in here, and I want to make sure that I'm putting it on the front, not the wrong way around. I need to have this, so this is the back. So it's going to be facing away from the cut in the glove. And then I'm going to fold that up round there. Just get that glued on. Yep, that looks right to me. And then I'm going to hold this in place for a couple of minutes till it all dries up. And that is a little runner glove puppet. So our other hand goes in here to control the legs, and we hold on to the head with this hand. Glue's not quite dry yet. And there we are. Right, I need to find a box now, so I'm going to put this little thing in, a little home for this little one. And then we'll see if we can get our lost, escaped runner glove to come out. Oh, well, if ZB hasn't caught it anyway. ZB, how are you getting on? Oh. Right, Well, here's our little runner glove puppet that we've made. I'm just going to put them nice and comfy in, there we are, in the little rehabilitation box there. Ah, great. And now we're going to see if our little lost runner glove puppet comes out to make friends. Well, better get out of the way then. Oh, see? It worked. They seem nice and calm now. All they needed was a friend. Well, we can start on their rehab tomorrow, ZB. Oh, ZB, get that net off your head. There we are, right. I wonder how it got out in the first place. Bin Hand! It was you! Right, let's get this net ready. I think there's a certain unwelcome workshop resident to catch and get back in their little bin. Right, are you ready, ZB? Get it! Come on! Where'd you go? Where'd you go? If you've enjoyed making puppets with us, check out more about what we do at Moving Parts Puppet School here. And make sure to sign up to our newsletter to keep yourself all up to date. Yeah.
Building up biology with the magic of technology and a sprinkle of psychology. We're doing puppetology at Moving